With investment casting, many times you can knock out almost all the secondaries, which are costly. Your machining, maybe even some of your heat treating in certain ones. If you can cast that in and you don't have to machine it, you're way, way ahead. At Shelmet Precision Casting, we care about your success. Hi, I'm Gary from Shelmet Precision Casting, and we are your investment casting specialist. People think investment casting is expensive. Tooling's expensive. In all reality, they're not. There's so much value added into it that what happens? The part in the long run is less costly than if you machine from bar stock. Always? No, but a high percentage of the time. If it's not going to make it, then we suggest to the customer a different way to make the part, a different process, which is more economical. Any type of casting will have some type of porosity. Typically, investment casting has pinhole. If it's larger than that, the part isn't gated properly for the design and also the alloy. Ours, we have very, very little porosity. That's why so many of our parts, especially for medical, are X-rayed, penetrant inspected. We send that to an outside third source so there isn't any bias that someone might consider. And they typically pass with flying colors. We pour over 100 different alloys, understandably some much more than others. However, some alloys, for example, leaded items, we stay away from environmentally. Are there replacements for that? Yes, there are. And we can give them the suggestions, we can give them the data sheets on the different alloys, but then they have to make the determination if they want to go that route. Now, sometimes the customer isn't sure about it. Well, we'll work. We're going to do some beta testing. So if they have a tool or they don't, we can create printed waxes off the machine and cast different alloys, and they can try them and they decide on which one they like the best. Typically, a tolerance on investment casting is plus or minus 5 thousandths, up to about total of about plus or minus 25. It rarely gets more than that. However, because you might have a plus or minus 5, it doesn't mean the tolerance is on one part's going to be plus 5,000. On the same part that's cast at the same time is not going to be negative 5,000. They'll be within 1 or 2 thousandths. So it's so easy to adjust for the needs of the part, especially when most of these mate with other parts. Here's a great example of an aluminum casting. A number of years going by, we spent an awful lot of money for electric furnaces for aluminum. The reason why we did it is the demands of the medical industry. Those have to be X-rayed, penetrant, some very, very tight standards. Because of the equipment, it passes fantastically every single time. There aren't any issues. If they machine this thing from bar stock alone or from plate or whatever, 10, 20, 50 times more expensive than it would be an investment casting. This is an indexer for oil, for skid steers, that type of thing. Originally what they did was we made these parts and then they would press them inside here. Eventually they asked us, could we cast this all as one? And we did. We cast this whole thing, all the pockets, that type of thing, and they did skin cuts on the top and the sides and ran it through. This part here, when the company came to us back in 2004, we were the only house that said it could be made. We said we just change a few things, we can make it. This is an agricultural part, and what they did was that this will increase your corn yield per acre by 24 bushels an acre. But the way the original design was, you couldn't cast it. So we made some suggestions, and it turned out and it put this company on the map. Before that, they weren't even around. We're ISO certified 2015. However, we're not design certified. We do make suggestions on alloy or adjusting changes to make it more friendly to investment casting, so the success will be fantastic. If customers come to us and bring up a print, if it doesn't belong in investment casting, even though we can make it, we suggest the process to go to. We know processes, and years later, they never forget us, and they always come back because we helped them once, we'll help them again, even if we don't get the work.